Hello, my Star Atlas family. It's me again. Let's talk about Star Atlas in the last week. What have we missed? What have I seen? What have I not seen? Of course, if I haven't seen it, it's not here, so damn. Okay. First things first, thank you very much for being with me as always. My name's Leon. I try and keep everyone on top of Star Atlas. Not that you need any help at all. Is also just like my way of keeping track of Star Atlas. And so I think, why not make a video at the same time? So my friends, let's get started. What have we missed in the last week? Thank you very much for joining me. That was just a nice little video from Star Atlas. This is, of course, I hope you've noticed, this is a new planet that they're kind of riding on. This is like an icy planet. We haven't seen this anywhere else. This is the first time I'm kind of seeing this, so pretty cool to see. Like I want to play on it, of course. I don't play in UE5, but also there's not much to do there, being honest. That's just from my perspective. Let's move on, my friends. I want to say it's actually really nice to have like some renewed engagement, some kind of like how do I say, like just excitement in Star Atlas. This is Star Atlas kind of pushing some PR stuff about their Philippines either a conference or something that they went to, and there was a Star Atlas booth and lots of people playing Star Atlas on some machines, and it was really nice. So it's good to see this positivity still out there in the Star Atlas metaverse. Now, on to the big news of Star Atlas now. Now, we're all aware of the Golden Carnival tickets. I haven't been participating because I got married, so I haven't had the time, but I can easily go and buy some tickets and go and put some in there. I hope people have been winning, because you can actually see people have been winning. Some people are putting in lots of tickets, some people are putting in a little bit of tickets. I haven't been putting in. What have you won? I hope you really won something. I'm not much of a gambler myself, but hey, there's up to $400,000 in VWAP. VWAP, remember, that's original pricing, not the current price of the ships now. If you were to do current price of the ships now, it'd probably be like 100,000 VWAP, give or take. That's what I would say. But yeah, there's actually some calculations done by people every time, like every week, to say what is the current market value of all of the rewards now, and what is the amount of dollar value of kind of tickets that have gone into to get into the raffle, right? And it's a really good calculation, I would say, and just gives you perspective. But again, like, it's still luck. You can still put in like 500 tickets, 1,000, like maybe 1 million tickets, you'll win something. If you put in 1,000, you're not gonna win something. Like, very low chance. But hey, it's luck. If you get lucky, you get lucky. That's how it works, right? Let's have a quick look at it, my friends. So this is event 5. We're up to 5 weeks of this so far. Remember, it's going to go all the way till this February 21, actually. So we have 4 days left in this event. Let's have a quick look at this. This is 199 items so far. The featured reward is 4 PSD9s. And then we have a 15 Calico ATS Enforcers, some R8 Medtex Rayfams, and keep going all the way down. And you get even a Calico Shiphead and some crew, of course. So the crew are pretty cool. Now, so far there is 428,000 tickets. That's pretty big, right? But what I want to see is all of the other times and how many tickets have gone into those ones. That's the interesting stuff. So let's see. This, I think, event week 4 has actually been one of the mega weeks. So let's have a look at that. Whoa, look at that. 5.6 million tickets. That is a lot. That is a lot, my friends. So of course that went down to one tank ship, which is won by YFAK, and he hasn't won anything else in the top 5, so that's really good. We've got one person winning 2BQ, and then here we are, 2BQ. That's Ajota.bod. Ajota, I know you, man. You're in the Discord all the time. I've seen your name, very familiar. And I like that they've got some names here: Cylon, Lion, Swift, Chicken Cat, Honey, Space Sheep, some really interesting there. Mandrake, Shipperwall. Hey there, man. I see you. Here, let's take this off. Shipperwall, you won a Thimble Bias Ranger. Congratulations, man. I wonder how many tickets you got in there. That's pretty awesome. Now, yeah, I don't participate in these a lot. I probably should, because I have the ability to go and craft these tickets. I just don't. I don't know. I'm a bit lazy. I gotta be honest. I prefer my nice, easy 40, 50, 60% ROI. I'm happy with that. Whereas some of this stuff, I'm okay. Anyway, let's move on, my friends. Let's talk about Black Friday deal. This is the deal that the team put out, okay? Now, you should know the local markets and the council RFR is closely what the team are working on next and going to be releasing next. The RFRs, either the RFR, not the local markets, yes, the RFRs are going to be using a whole lot of SDUs. They didn't previously. That's why we've seen an SDU price slightly increase. Now, the team is also trying to capitalize on this and saying, hey, there's a ship here that's half price for you now. Go and buy it because you can use it to scan and it doesn't use any food at all, or any tools actually. That's pretty good. Like, some people would really like that. At the same time, you really have to consider, even though this ship is half price, there are other ships that you can get, like maybe 2 of another ship that's equals that half price and is actually probably a better scanning ship combination for you. So you still have to do the math properly. Don't just say, oh, there's a sale on, go and buy it. No, calm down, actually look at it. And I don't think many people have actually bought this ship on when I looked at the Soul Scan to see what the transfers have been like. It hasn't been much at all. But again, this is the team's, the team needs to do this sometimes. They need to raise their own capital, which is fair. Also, that's how they usually work. They create a problem for you in the game, and then they sell you a solution. That's typically how it's going to work, okay? Like, if you want, you don't participate in this at all. Be like, no, I don't want to do staratlas. But if you're in staratlas and you want to start scanning, or you want to create some council RFRs, you need some SDUs. Where are you going to get the SDUs? Oh, you have to buy a ship, okay? Oh, look, there's a ship for sale now. You can see how that works. Now, okay, let's go and see this on the marketplace, right? This is a Pinball BIOS Ranger. The team are selling it currently for 1,397. And yes, you may get probably a discount from the Star Path fees and, some extra stuff possible. But look at that. The next person is selling it for 935. So let's do this. If you're going to buy it already, 935 is a lot cheaper than 1.6K, 1.3K. Right? Nearly 1.4K. Yes, there's a discounts all add up. Don't know, right? I've never done the whole Star Path thing, refer yourself thing. I've never been one to do that. I think it's cheating. I think it's a little bbit cheating, but hey, that's the system they made, so it's not really cheating. You're just using the system, the tools at your advantage to get a better deal for yourself. So, which is totally fine. I don't think it's necessarily bad. It's just like, feels like cheating. But hey, yeah, that's just what I think. Anyway. Now, moving on, my friends, I hope you know that Sly Groove and Swift42 have recently updated the Slylab assistant. Okay, look at this, 2 days ago. Did you know? Go and update your Slylab's automation tool if you haven't already. Now, let's go and see what is the actual big change, because the team did give us an update. I wonder if this is related. So the update of the Sly assistant fixed food resupply of scanning fleets. Right, so I'm not sure, and skip scan cooldown. I'm not sure what that specifically is. I don't scan myself, so I don't have much insight here. But the team did do some updates, so let's actually go and see what updates they've pushed. Right, I hope I could. I can't. Here, can we? I want to zoom in for you so you guys can see. Let's increase. Yeah, there we go. Okay, hopefully you can see it. Let's see the first thing that they've released. This is only 2 days old, okay? They fixed an issue regarding the fee amounts when starting crafting instances. I didn't actually know there was an issue with the fee rent accounts for crafting, right? I know my Solana balance keeps going down because I'm using Solana all the time, right? But I didn't know there was fee account issues. So thank you very much. Thank you for fixing it. No idea. Now, this is the SDU change. So let's read it, make sure you're aware of it. Basically, what they've done is there was a lot of complaints that the scanning loop for small players is basically non-existent. Because you have a small ship or small fleet, you have to go out a lot more often. And while you're doing this, everything is a Solana transaction, which is going to cost you more. Whereas if you have a big ship, like you go out once in a day, for example, and you stay there all day and you scan once in 10 minutes, whereas a small ship will scan in 2 minutes, whatever. So basically all they're trying to make it a lot more economical for people who are small players. Let's read their levers. Remember, this is one of the team's levers. This is what they're going to do. They have many switches. They've pulled this switch now. Let's have a look. Increase the amount of SDUs you receive per successful scan by 6 times. Example, a Thimble airbike used to return 1 SDU per successful scan, now it returns 6. So automatically, you're 6 times more, you're going to get 6 more SDUs, which is really nice. But that's not all, okay? You don't just get 6 more SDUs, there's other caveats here. Increase the scan cooldown time by 6. A Thimble airbike used to have a scan cooldown of 131 seconds, now it's 786 seconds. Whoa, so look at that. Even though you get 6 times more, you also can't scan for a 6 times more period, okay? Increase the food required per scan by 6 times, also going to cost you 6 times more in food to scan. Thimble airbike used to be 3.6 food per scan, now it's 22 food per scan, all right? Increase the max XDUs per sector by 6 times, so from 1.2k to 7.2, so that's a lot of SDUs. They're kind of diluting it, they're making it a lot more broad, more available. Next thing, the SDUs, increase the SDU refill time per second by 6 times. So of course, once you take the SDU from there, it used to have some time till it respawns and comes back. Now they've actually increased that respawn time by 6 times. Now, that's the SDU changes. They also did make some concessions for the players in MUD. I didn't know if you complain enough, you're going to get your resources swapped around. Now, speaking, of course, I play Oni. I don't mind. Okay, I don't hate anyone. I'm just saying the team, are very susceptible. Not very susceptible, are susceptible to community feedback because they are a community game. Okay, they don't exist without us. So of course they have to listen to us a little bit. Now, and when I say us, not me, other people in MUD. Okay, you guys know who you are. Now, swap the resources found at MRZ3 with MRZ7 and swap the resources MRZ4 with MRZ6. Not specifically sure what were in those places. Let's go 3 and 7. So what is in MRZ3 and what is in MRZ7? Let's go and see. Here we are, MRZ15, that's MUD 4, 3 and 7. So here's 3 and where's 7? Where is 7? Dear Lord, where's 7? Oh, here. So 3 and 7. So 3 is there. What's on 3? 3 is... Oh, do I have to log in for this? My God. You know what? Never mind. I have to log in to see the details. I don't like that it's grayed out. Like, you don't have to log in for that. Why? You can just go and click on the details and see. I feel like it's not needed, but maybe it's extra development time. Anyway, let's move on. So what else have we missed? Because of the changed SDU scanning, I thought, hey, maybe this is now a loop that I may be interested in. Maybe I can go. I know scanning is actually pretty lucrative. You're getting about 100% plus return ROI, 100% ROI on some of the stuff that you're getting back in scanning. Now, for me, I'm not so fond of that because I think scanning is a little bit unpredictable. I think the team messes around with SDUs more than they do with any other resource, like fuel, for example. I still see fuel as a much higher kind of stability play as a gameplay loop than SDUs, because I'd rather earn 60% in fuel consistently, right, rather than going to do scanning with some fleets and maybe earning 100% here, or if the blockchain goes down, like, or like if Starcom goes down, then no, you don't scan for a prolonged period of time, in which case you're not actually getting 100%. Yeah, anyway, let's go and look at the scanning. Now, I still saw this. I'm not sure if Victor has actually updated this, so let's zoom in so you can see. So this is a scanning budget of $200, and it's been updated around 6 hours ago. A Rainbow Chi, right, which is around 2 ships, give or take, is still at a negative ROI at 61. I'm going to put myself lower. It's still at a negative ROI of 61. But as you go up in price, it still does get better. Rainbow Chi, you have 4.5 of them. You have a 10% ROI. Let's go up to $1,000. Visas Opods, right? 1.22 ships, so nearly 1.5 ships, whatever you want to say. That's a 38% ROI. And of course, it keeps going up and up the better it is. But for me, I'm going to be honest with you, mining and crafting is still the better ROI, I got to say. So look at this. I'm going to go to, let's say you're a relatively small miner, around $1,000, relatively small. Look at that. You got some Thimble bias ERPs, okay. You're always mining hydrogen, okay. And let's say you go to here, your ROI is about 30%. Now that's to actually sell hydrogen immediately instead of crafting it to fuel, where there is still a really, really great return, right? Now let's go to the crafting, which is where I want to see. And you guys know me, I'm a fuel crafter, I'm a fuel seller. So let's go and see the fuel. Number 7, okay? This usually has the highest liquidity. Look, $300 in liquidity. I can slot in there. I can be a little bit of the $300 every single day and I'm happy. That return is 60%. I'm really happy to get a stable 60% return, right? Rather than 100% return on some SDUs that's unreliable for me. But you can see there's other higher return, like 500%, though the exit liquidity is very small. $9 was sold in one day. You can't really realize that every day. You know, out of that is like $5 might be you, $1 might be you. So that, what is that? You're peanuts, right? What are you doing? So yeah, the crafting is still, I think, the place for me to go. Now, keeping that in mind, I was like, oh, I should really check where all of my stuff is, you know, what's happening, because I just have it mining in the background. I check it once a day, give or take, then I live my life. That's the good thing about crypto sometimes. You can just go and live your life. So the first thing is you should know is you can check all of your own stats, okay? This is my stats. I've checked it in the My Star Atlas version 2. Now, I think I heard the AFIA news, the AFIA meeting. Victor is working on the next version of this where it's a lot easier, because apparently some of these queries cost $1,000 for the Flipside team to actually manage. $1,000 a day, okay, a day for Flipside, because it's so resource intensive. You can see some of this stuff is still computing. Look at this, it's been computing for this long. So they're saying it's costing us a hell of a lot of money. Let's try and fix it. So they're saying they're going to be able to reference, like for example, you can do this chart and it gives you 1, okay? Now in chart number 2, you want to see 1 and 2, but instead of calculating 1 and 2, you just calculate 2 and then you reference number 1, right? So it just saves you kind of half of the compute, or maybe even a lot more than compute, because all of these charts are built on top of each other. All right, so let's look at production and consumption for myself. I've got crafting here, okay? You can see how much I'm crafting, and basically I am a fuel crafter. You guys already know that. That's no secret. It's a really kind of safe gameplay to do. Now, I did upgrade my fleets from going from the CSS all the way to MRZ24, I think it was, where I am a ×2 hydrogen miner and ×2 hydrogen crafter. So I'm trying to estimate what my average is at the moment. So you can see here, like around about 8 million is the general trend around here. Sometimes a little bit higher, sometimes a little bit lower. So I'm going to go with 8 million is actually my base fuel crafting per day. And I was like, hey, I should really look at that. How much is 8 million fuel? How much am I actually, crafting out? So of course that's the end result. You got to minus everything else from that, right? So I'm like, oh, let's go and see. Let's get a calculator up and let's see how much like base return I'm getting without any of the costs associated to it. So let's load up fuel, okay? Let's load up fuel. While that's loading up, I'm gonna check out some of the other stuff. So here's the production, okay? Let's see, it's mostly should be, it should just be hydrogen, maybe a little bit of, yeah, that's the fuel. That's me, is this production or consumption? This is production, sorry, not consumption. So yeah, it's still around a base around 8 million, maybe 10 million. I'll go with 8 million still. And this is my production of hydrogen as well. You can see here, it kind of does fluctuate a little bit. But the thing is, it shouldn't be fluctuating because like the ships aren't moving. They're all the same. So it might be just blockchain inconsistencies that, you know, would make it stop mining. And that's not good. That's not good, okay? Now, while that's going, did we get this? No, come on, man, hurry up. Now, consumption, I do have to minus all of these charts here because the thing is I haven't done the hard math. Because I know I'm in a profit, I don't mind too much, and I know it's an efficient profit, I don't mind too much. So this is of course all of the hydrogen I'm consuming to craft the fuel. This is the ammunition I'm using to, what do you call it? Mine the items, as in mine the hydrogen to then craft. So I can actually do a calculation, and my base rate probably at the line is probably good. I would say around 500k, maybe 550k ammunition per day is what I'm using. And then of course fuel is all my transport needs. This is really high. I used to have a lot of fuel that I was transporting, and I used to use 4 million in fuel a day. That's really damn high. That's a lot. That's a lot actually. And then this is my fuel, my food consumption. So over here, I had a big spike of food I was using. Yeah, so let's go and see how much oh, here we are. So I've got some fuel on the market at the moment. Let's go and see. Let's say if I produce 8 million fuel per day, and I'm selling that at 0.000108950 times 123, roughly 8.716 8,700 atlas. Now you got to minus a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, so you have to minus the crafting fee of the hydrogen to fuel. You got to minus all the ammunition I'm using, which is 550k a day. Okay, then you have to minus all of the, for example, transportation fees. Okay, then you have to minus the food consumption. So there's a lot of negatives you actually have to account for. But let's see as a base rate. So that's 8716 atlas. Now let's go over to Star Atlas and let's see if I'm just converting this to US dollars. That's 29, nearly $30 a day in kind of not net profit. It's like gross profit. So gross profit from this venture. And let's say, hopefully, if I'm lucky, all of the expenses add up to about $10 a day. So I would say roughly I'm making around $20 US a day. That's not too bad. I live in Australia, so that actually turns out to be $30 a day. Again, not too bad. I earn $60 an hour as my normal job because you guys know I'm a nurse. So this is like working an extra 30 minutes for free. Getting free 30 minutes. It's not bad, okay? Now, because I live in Australia, that's not much. But if you live in another, like a third world country or a low socioeconomic country, that is a hell of a lot of money to actually get. So there's a lot of good stuff in Star Atlas. You just have to like find the way to do it and do it well and be serious about it. I'm not serious about it because I can probably get a higher return, but I'm just not serious about it, okay? Now, my friends, without ending it there, I wanted to talk about what should we be expecting in December. Remember, there is a NOTS town hall happening in December where the team are going to be talking about what they're working on, but they say keep your expectations low. It's not announcements of something that's coming out now. It's what they're working on. So the two big things are local markets as well as the council RFRs. I think the local markets are a lot closer because the team are actually having a test team running the local markets, and I can see a little bit what they're discussing, and it seems to be going okay. But I wanted to see what else is actually on the roadmap, and I was very disappointed to see that the roadmap hasn't actually been updated at all. This is a really good roadmap. Come on, March 6th is when it was last seen. Some of this stuff is totally outdated. I'll show you this. Look, crew packs and ship component airdrop. That's still in progress, right? It's not green. How is that not green? That's a very simple, switch around, right? Faction fleet deprecation. That doesn't even have a sticker on it. Guys, deprecate faction fleet already. I know there's a lot of VWAP in there. Make people come into Sage. Spur the economy on, okay? Rip the band-aid off. That's what it needs to be done, I think, So I was like, okay, there's a lot of stuff here like that they're working on in preseason. There's all this time in Star Atlas. We're still at goddamn preseason. Like, how long has it been? 4 years? And we're still at preseason? And yes, they've done some stuff here. There's a couple of green ones. Great. But there's still a lot to do. So I was looking, what about this? Jettisoning and looting. Fleet Command Sage. Not here. Haven't even seen anything. Galea Sage Map Expansion Part 1. Haven't seen it. Starpath Network. We've seen it. That should be green, I guess. Randomized Asteroids. Haven't seen it. Starbase Combat PvP. Haven't seen it. So a lot of this stuff is going to take a long time. So I was like, hey, what about the council, RFR, and local fee markets? I know local markets. I know the team are working on local markets right now. So I was like, oh, let's see where local markets is. Look at this. Space Station markets in Season 4. Introduction of localized markets at Space Station. That is in Season 4. How did we get to a Season 4 item being pushed to a pre-season item, right? So the team are trying to figure this all out. It's very difficult. I totally understand. I'll give them credit. At the same time, like, man, what's happening? Like, I'm on this side. I'm like, guys, what is happening, man? What are you guys doing? It's frustrating. The community is frustrated. Let's not lie. The community is frustrated. It's been 4 years, and I know they're pioneering. They have to build everything fresh. They have to do it fresh. But there is an opportunity cost of being here, of giving your attention to Star Atlas. whereas everything else is happening in the entire crypto space. You know, at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, is this enjoyable for you? And guys, I enjoy this. I come here, I talk about staratlas for 30 minutes a week, give or take, while I still do other stuff behind the scenes. But yeah, I just try and distill everything in 30 minutes for you. But yeah, I still like it. So you got to ask yourself a question. Are you still like it? If you love it, you stay. If you don't like it, time to go. Just like other people have. And that's totally fine. That's natural. Most companies in the world die after the first year, after the first 2 years. Staratlas is actually the exception to be still consistent and still keep going at 4 years, for God's sake. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling now. Thank you as always for being with me. Just keep in mind there is a town hall, not town hall, coming very soon. Update your Sage, your Fly, okay? And make sure you're aware of the new scanning changes for yourself, because if you're a scanner, that totally affects you. Don't be surprised if you get like way more SDUs, but also less transaction fees. So yeah, that's it, my friends. I'm going to leave you and love you as always. Thank you very much for watching my staratlas update for the week. Bye for now. Ciao.